guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Dutchy. What is my hair doing today? I don't know. I just popped it up in a bun, just wanted to sit like that, was looking crap down, so this is what we're working with today, people. So in today's video, I thought I would sit down and try and answer some TMI questions, some questions surrounding topics that you don't feel comfortable talking about with your friends or family or parents or guardians, whomever. I kind of just feel like it's my duty as your bisexual mum to like provide this. And I'm also going to be answering some questions I have been avoiding. I thought I would just sit down and do one big, honest, advice-filled Q&A everything. Yay! So without further ado, let's head on into these questions, shall we? I took to my Instagram and YouTube community tab and asked you guys to ask me questions that are a bit TMI, something that you really want to learn about or know about that you can't ask people in your life, or questions about me that I've been avoiding. So, also, if you're not already following me over on IG, what the heck are you doing, sis? Come follow me on there too, please. I would also like to preface this video by saying nothing is off limits. So you guys went hard with your questions and I love it. That's what we're all about on this channel. No topics are too taboo for me. We are answering everything and anything. And with that being said, the first question I have here is, this sounds weird, but nipples. Mine are larger and I feel like no one talks about the variations. Sis, yes, this is definitely something that doesn't get spoken about. And I feel like a lot of girls actually do get self-conscious about nipple size. Like, it's one entire thing to be self-conscious about breast size in general, but then nipples are a whole other thing. I was actually having a conversation with some of my gal pals about this a few weeks ago. I had actually never thought about that being an insecurity, and it's so true. Like, boobs and nipples vary in sizing and color and shape. Like, it's super normal, nothing to worry about. Rest assured that everyone's nipple size is different and there's nothing good or bad about having big or small. They're all gorge. Okay, this person said, why does our underwear turn like a brownish bleached because of discharge? Ooh, good question. I've only ever had this happen once on a certain pair of undies, and I think it was honestly the material because it hasn't happened again. But I'm sure there's actually a scientific or like whatever reason for it. So I'm just gonna quickly give that a Google and see what it actually says. So this says here, discharge, which is a normal, healthy thing, is naturally acidic, which can leave white or yellow stains on your underwear's crotch region. Having bleached patches on your underwear is quite normal and generally nothing to worry about. So yeah, I don't think it's anything to worry about. It could be a particular pair of undies that you have, like the particular cotton or whatever might be more prone to that, because as I said, like I've had it happen once on a particular pair, but no others. But yeah, sounds completely normal. I feel you. I've had it happen. All G in the hood. What do stretch marks look like, and how do I tell if my vagina looks normal? So I have stretch marks on my legs. I've got pants on at the moment. Stretch marks, sort of, I'll insert a picture here. Again, not a bad thing at all. It's just like a sign of growth. It shows that you've grown. Some people get it when they go through a growth spurt at an early age and they grow real quick. You get stretch marks when you're pregnant. Not a bad thing at all. Most people have stretch marks, and this is pretty much what they look like. In terms of your vagina looking normal, there isn't what is normal. Everyone's vagina and labia and everything is different. Every vagina is unique and different. Everyone's labia is different. Some are larger, some are smaller, some are out, some are in. Honestly, and I know with porn and things, we are taught that there is, I guess, a norm where there isn't at all, but obviously in porn, they get women who everything's tucked in neatly and nice and tight and whatever, but that shouldn't shape what you think of as a normal vagina or what it looks like. I want to know what it's like having sexual/romantic attraction as an arrow ace. I don't know, lol. How do we even describe it? Sexual attraction is like, I guess to me, sexual attraction is like when I find someone attractive, but it's like a little bit more than that. It's like sexy or hot or whatever, and then like wanting to do something with that, like wanting to kiss them or like do more. There's obviously a difference between finding someone attractive and being attracted to them sexually. Especially when I have a partner or whatever, I'll just like look at them and be like, damn, like I just want to kiss your face, or I just want to sleep with you. Like, it's like a thing. I know that's how it feels to me. And romantic attraction is on a whole other level. It's even deeper and honestly crazy. It's just like having so much love and admiration for someone, going out of your way to do things for them, make them happy, trying to not only like be romantic towards them and like wanting to do nice things for them, but also wanting to do nice things for their friends and family or be around their friends. You want to do everything you possibly can to make them happy and happy with you in their life, I guess. I guess that's sort of what it is to me. It's just this super strong, like nice, warm, fuzzy feeling. It's really actually quite hard to explain. This person said, how do I ask my mum for shapewear? I'm insecure about my belly when I wear pants. Honestly, I think that's something you can say straight up, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you are super insecure about it and want to do something about it, then that is completely fine. I think maybe just having an honest chat with her and just saying, look, I'm a bit insecure about this. Could we go shopping for this? And then see what she says. How am I supposed to tell people I'm trans if I'm about to have sex? Not as experienced in this. I would just say, obviously it's not something you have to blurt out like as soon as you meet someone, because if you're gelling with someone, you're getting along, you're straight up chilling, that is obviously what is more important. But depending on who you're with and who you're about to sleep with, I guess at the end of the day, it's up to you whether you even feel the need to bring it up. Completely depends on the vibe and where you met this person. Yeah, that's it. That is a tough one, and I can understand the struggle and anxiety around that. But if they're a good person, it shouldn't matter. If they're gelling and vibing with you, that should be all that matters. Yeah, I guess it's up to you whether you want to tell this person or not before you get to the bedroom. This person said, how do you handle weird fantasies you wish you never had? Ah, wow. Okay. Try and fill your mind with fantasies that you don't want to forget. I guess with time it'll fade. I don't really have, like, there's not really a magic trick to get rid of things like that. Tough one. Sorry. I'm 17 and moving out in May. How do I completely cut off ties with toxic family and or friends? Oh, congrats. I'm so glad you're moving out and you can finally cut off some toxic friends and family. Honestly, just block and delete. Block and delete. With friends, I know with family it's a little bit more complicated, so depending on who the family members are, I'm not sure. But yeah, friends, lock and delete. You're moving on to new things, new house, awesome. In terms of family, tough one, and I have really like no experience in having to do so. If you don't want to make a bigger deal out of it or don't want to have them come at you and be like, yo, what's going on? Then you could maybe mute them on your socials. So you don't have to deal with them or anything they post. If they message you, you won't even see it. You don't have to like block them. Maybe after muting them for a bit, you could delete them after a few months or something. Sorry if that's bad advice. I've never felt sexual attraction, so I don't know if I like a girl or I just admire her / want to be with her. Okay, that's not unusual. It can come with time or it may not. You may be asexual, completely fine. Yeah, it's just something that'll come with time, and if you start to notice that you do like people but you don't feel sexually attracted to them, then that might just be it. You just might be asexual. And that's cool. I've been thinking about being non-binary. I feel like they, them pronouns really fit me, but I also love the female part of me, but I don't think it's who I am. Maybe I'm a demi-girl. Any advice? Okay, so for those of you who are watching who don't know what a demi-girl is, I just had to refresh my vocab. A demi-girl is a gender identity describing someone who is partially but not wholly identifies as a woman or girl. Okay, so you think them suits you, but you do love the female parts of you. Yeah, I definitely think you could be a demi-girl. My honest advice would just be to start experimenting with they, them pronouns, see how they make you feel. If it obviously makes you feel a lot more comfortable, that's okay. It's also okay to be non-binary, but still like certain parts about you. Like you can go as they, them and have they, them pronouns that fit you and you feel most comfortable with, but still like them parts of you. That's totally okay. How normal is it to want to jump someone's bones 24/7, obsession level, horniness, make it stop? Wow. Some people have a higher sex drive than others, and you go through times of the month, like when you're closer to your period, you get more horny, all those sorts of things, hormones and stuff racing through your body. In terms of making it stop, I guess just practice self-loving, do all that good stuff. But yeah, I don't really know how to decrease it. This person said, how to shave down there. Always make sure you're using a clean razor. It's actually a really good idea to exfoliate around the area first. I do this with my legs and bikini line, and not so much my underarms, but I do down here, because lately I've been getting a lot of ingrown hairs and they have been so annoying. Exfoliating the area first actually helps with a lot of that and reduces shaving rash and all of that too, so that's great. I usually exfoliate there beforehand, and then just make sure you have a clean new razor. I also use a different razor for here rather than my legs. I do my legs and my underarms with the same razor, and then I use a different razor for down there. And then because it's a super sensitive area, I don't use any scented soaps or anything like that, because you don't want to throw off your pH balance. So either get a shaving cream, like a women's or men's shaving cream, or you can use like an oil. I'm pretty sure you can use coconut oil and things like that as well, that are really great for down there and lets you get a super clean shave. And then you always shave in the direction that the hair is growing, so you don't grow up, you don't shave up, you shave down with it. And if it's your first time shaving, or it's been a little while or whatever, sometimes it's a little bit easier just to trim bits first as well, so it makes it easier to see and like shave and everything. You may not even have that much hair down there, but I know my first time, I'm pretty sure I like trimmed the area first and then shaved, and it just made it all a much easier experience. And then after shaving, it's also good to put like moisturize with some sort of like oil. I think again you can use coconut oil or something like that to keep the area soft, so that it doesn't, like, to prevent shaving rash and things. I think moisturizing with non-scented things again, or I've been using lately this ingrown hair serum, and it just prevents it and prevents shaving rash and like everything like that. Because my skin has been super sensitive down there lately, I've been using that every time after I shave, and I haven't had an ingrown or shaving rash or anything since. It has been a godsend. This person said, is it okay to say that I'm bi if I've only dated guys but been with both sexually? I'm female too. Yes, it is. You are a valid bisexual if you are a bisexual. It does not matter who you are currently dating, who you've previously dated, who you've kissed, who you've slept with, who you've done anything with or nothing with. If you know your attraction and you know who you're attracted to, you are a valid bisexual, period. End of. How can I get over someone I like? It is a girl. Honestly, surround yourself with friends and fam that lift you up and bring you up. Start a new hobby, read a new book, music's a good one, podcasts. Busy yourself. That is honestly the best way to get over someone, and just keep going on with life. You don't want to stop and mull and be thinking about them, because then you won't get anywhere. Honestly, just future goals, future things, onto new, bigger and better things, you know? Oh, this is an interesting one. How to take future first relationship seriously. That comes with time. A first relationship, depending on your age, may not be that serious. I think the older you get, the more serious they become. I think just making sure that you are open and honest about everything. If something is upsetting you, talk to them, tell them, talk it through, and make sure you're both on the same page. That's some of the best advice I could give you in terms of being in a serious relationship, is honesty and open communication. They go hand in hand. Safe sex for woman-loving woman, and how to prevent STIs. If you're using toys, make sure to clean them in between with warm soapy water. You could even use condoms as well. It makes it easier. So obviously if you use a condom for one of you and then you take it off, and if you're going to use it on the other, put a fresh one on. You can use dental dams, you can use gloves. There's a whole variety of things. Also getting checked regularly if you're having sex with multiple people, or even if you're not, just going to the doctor and getting checked regularly, all that good stuff. Could I be pan if I only like girls and non-binary individuals? You can be whatever you want to be, like whatever label suits you for how you feel or how you are attracted or who you are attracted to, 100%. Why don't girls openly talk about masturbation? Compulsory heterosexuality, that's why. That is a whole other topic. Here's a video on it. I go into much further detail on that, and how its pleasure has always been centered around the man. It's always been about the guy, which has in turn made society, I think, see that as not as taboo, because it's always been spoken about, always been the center of attention in porn and movies, everything. That is essentially why, but we are trying to change the narrative, and I'm super open and everything on my channel about that, and I'm trying to make it more normal and not a thing that girls can't talk about. I talk about it with my girlfriends, I talk about it with my guy friends. It's nothing taboo. It should not be taboo. Should be able to talk about it. It's cool. It's normal. How do I ask my mum to buy me a vibrator? Oh my god, I love this. I don't know your mum, so I don't know how she's going to react, but honestly, just straight up ask her. Just like, be like, hey mum, I've been exploring my body and my sexuality, and I sort of want you know, some self-loving time. Could we go shopping for this? Or I sort of found this online. What do you think? Yeah, just strike up an open, healthy conversation. How do I hint at a girl that I'm interested? Closeted pansexual here. Hi! Compliment her style or something about her personality, something super sweet and more intimate, I guess. Or you could ask her to go on a date, isolation sort of FaceTime date or something like that. I don't know how close you are with this girl or not, so it's a hard one to answer. Compliments are a big one. Doing stuff for her, surprising her with small gestures and gifts and things like that is what I would do anyway. Actually, I would probably straight up tell them I like them because that's what I do, but not for everyone. How do you make your outfits gayer, lol? Oh, you've come to the right person, doll. Actually, but no, like in all honesty, obviously like outfits can't be gay, but like I do understand the whole stereotype, and I say that I dress gay all the time. I get you. Chains. Like just chains going from like one belt loop to the back a little bit, cuffing your sleeves, rolling your jeans, Vans, Docs, Converse to begin. T-shirts over hoodies, turtlenecks and skivvies and stuff under tees, baggy tees, baggy jeans. Honestly, get on TikTok if you haven't already and literally just search gay outfit. Or Pinterest. Pinterest is a godsend for this stuff. Flannelettes, flannies, thumb rings, snapbacks, sorry, beanies, sorry. Would you ever date a fan? Have you ever flirted with one or slid into their DMs? I wouldn't say no, like I would never rule it out because I don't, like I'm just like you guys, I'm not any different. I don't see that as a thing. I have not slid into a subscriber's DMs. I've had a few slide into mine, and I had a person at VidCon try and sort of do that, but I was seeing someone at the time. But no, I haven't done that, and yeah. Are you single? Asking for a friend. I honestly have beaten around the mother hecking bush for the longest time. I feel like I've been so vague whenever I've had this question, and because it isn't answering questions I've been avoiding, I may as well say no, I'm not single. I'm someone that likes to keep a lot of that stuff private now. Obviously in my personal life, everyone knows. Like on here and stuff, I keep it pretty chill. They always joke about saying like, when am I making my premiere on your channel? And I'm just like, bit much, doll. But no, I am currently seeing someone. I like watching lesbian porn. Does that mean I might be into girls? Who doesn't? And I know I shouldn't say that. There are definitely people out there that don't like watching lesbian porn, but damn, I have never enjoyed watching heterosexual porn. Even before coming out, even realizing that I was attracted to girls, I never enjoyed it. I always thought it was very like forceful and very like all centered on the guy's pleasure, and it was always that, and it was never like the other way. And like I haven't watched porn like that for the longest time, so like it may have changed, it may have evolved, and I know there's obviously different types of porn and things now, but no, I don't think that necessarily means you are. I mean, you may be, or you may just enjoy the fact that lesbian porn is so much softer and nicer and like maybe even more intimate. I don't know if it's like one of those sorts of things, but it could be a whole variety of things. No, I don't. I believe there would be girls out there, straight girls, who are genuinely heterosexual, would enjoy watching lesbian porn instead. Like, I don't think it necessarily has to mean that you're a lesbian. It may not. Yeah, I don't really enjoy the concept of sex. I would have it, but it's not something that I need to have. It's cool. Maybe it's just not something you're into. Maybe you're asexual, and that's completely fine. Or maybe it might take you a bit, like you have to be in love with someone and dating someone to want to do that, and then you would like that, which I think is demisexual, if I'm right. Let me just Google that, I don't want to be wrong. Demisexuality is a sexual orientation where people only experience sexual attraction to folks that they have close emotional connections with. So like it may just be that you don't think about it and you don't like see yourself or like sexualizing other people or like wanting to be sexual with just like crushes and stuff. It might take you actually being in a committed relationship with someone to want that, or it may not at all. It may just be something that you're not into, which is totally cool. Either's fine. Is it safe for teens to masturbate? Yeah, it's like one of the safest forms of sexual sex. Yeah, of course it is. Would people judge me if I came out multiple times because I'm not sure what I am? It's okay to change your label. It's okay to come out multiple times, and it's okay to realize you're not what you once thought you were. We need to normalize that. As for will people judge you? I'm gonna keep it real. Honestly, probably yes. People that, especially people that aren't in the LGBTQ plus community, really like to jump on the whole, I thought you said you were this, or I thought you said you were that. And it's like, hold on. You've had it so easy your entire life. You've been heterosexual your entire life and never had to come out, never had the pressure to, or to label yourself as anything other than straight. Don't come at someone when you don't even have a leg to stand on the topic. Everyone can do what they want. It's okay to change your label. We need to normalize that. So yes, I think people would judge you, sadly. I wouldn't, and our whole community here wouldn't though. I think you should do you. How do you even come out if you don't know what label to use? Labels can make you super duper anxious and things about it. It adds a lot of stress to the whole situation. If no label suits you, or even if it does and you don't want to, you don't ever need to. Something might suit you down the track, something may never. And that's completely fine. Is it bad that I get wet down there often? Like every time I even speak to a cute girl? No, that's not weird. That can happen to some people. Everyone has varying levels of this. Some people it takes a lot to turn someone on and for the juices to start flowing. Others it's super duper easy. A breeze of wind could make it happen. Every person is different. Everybody is different. That's awesome. That's not a bad thing at all. I've accepted my bisexuality fully, but can't come out to my deeply religious family and want to tell my only friend, but don't want to lose a friend if he is biphobic. Oof, that's a tough one. First of all, I'm so sorry that you can't come out to your family. That really hurts me, but we are one big family here. And I'm so glad you've come to terms with that. That's great. In terms of telling your friend, get the vibes, like maybe start mentioning some things, maybe start mentioning some LGBT shows or artists or songs and see how he reacts. I don't know, test the waters. But at the same time, if he's your friend and you come out to him and he's not supportive and he is biphobic, then you deserve better. How do I come out to my parents? They're not homophobic, but since I'm kind of younger, I feel like they won't take me seriously. Any advice? Get this question a lot. It is a hard one when you're younger, and it's a hard one to be like, doesn't matter my age, like I know. I guess that's just something that does get into parents' heads, unfortunately, through maybe them talking to other parents, or just honestly, I don't know, because then you could come back with the whole, well, you knew you were straight when, or whatever, when you were a certain age, like you knew you weren't into other girls or other boys, and then that just starts a whole other argument. At the end of the day, it completely depends on you and your relationship with your parents, how you think they'll react, and whether you think it's worth waiting for a bit until you are older or somewhat more mature, that they'll take you more seriously, or you can try and tell them now, and if they don't take you seriously, that might hurt you a bit, but then like you can wait till a little bit later down the track and like reinforce that and be like, no, this is what I am. But yeah, that's up to you. I'm 95% sure I'm female to male transgender. What advice do you have for figuring out my identity? Love your videos. I think if I was in your situation, I'd be doing a lot of research. I'd be watching a lot of female to male transgender YouTubers, trying to become part of transgender groups, like social groups on Twitter, or reading threads on Reddit about people, how people have felt, and seeing if you can resonate with those thoughts and feelings. And yeah, better yet, even finding someone that you could talk to or ask questions of that is female to male transgender. So I have a crush on a friend who is straight and I really want to move past it because I know it will never work. What do I do to get past it? Do I tell her? No. If you're wanting to get past it, I wouldn't tell her. If you're thinking it won't work, you're obviously knowing that maybe she likes someone else or just doesn't like you in that way. So one, you'll just get hurt even though it is delaying the inevitable and not saying anything. You think that's already the mindset that you're in. So one, she will be like, oh no, like I don't feel that way. She could then go really weird. It could separate you two a little bit. She just goes a little bit weird, or maybe even cuts off ties completely, which obviously is not what you want. But if you do want to get over it, I would suggest hanging out less, hanging with different friends, submerging yourself in different hobbies, books, music, TV shows. Were you ever scared to come out to someone because you thought they wouldn't accept you? When you first came out, were your parents immediately accepting, or did it take time? No, I wasn't really scared to come out to anyone that I was super duper close with, because I knew the people that were important to me in my life either had already had LGBTQ plus people around them that they fully supported, or were LGBTQ plus themselves. So no, I wasn't scared. In terms of my parents, I actually wasn't scared to tell them at all, because I was almost 100% sure they would both be super supportive straight away. And while they were, it took my mum a little bit longer to come around, I won't lie. It wasn't the whole not accepting me as that or believing me, it was more her not being able to get her head around the actual concept of being bisexual. So it wasn't like no, you're not, like, it's just a phase, like, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't any of that. It was just like, oh, but how? Like, questioned it. And she didn't mean it in a malicious way at all. But my dad was like, yep, cool. Love is love, you know, that sort of thing. He came around super quick. He's super chill. Took mum a little bit longer, but so yeah, it took some time. Is wedding / getting married important to you? It's, aside from the reason that it makes two persons legal, or it being a sacred union or a very special event for a couple, I don't know if I just don't feel the need to do it, or if even have kids if I ever have someone, but there's always people like that, right? Oh, it's not of strict importance to me. Like, if I find the right person and I'm with them for a while and want to do that, I don't see it as something that's necessary, but I think it's more from like a legal and yeah, like money standpoint that I would do it for. But I'm not someone that wants to have like this big wedding in a church or like anything like that. And it is a special nice thing to share with people, but if I ever do, it'll be like very intimate with like the people, my nearest and dearest. Like, it won't be anything huge. I've never been someone that has wanted that. So if you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine. There's heaps of people out there that do not get married, or in happy and healthy committed relationships that don't get married. Historically, it's been a thing that you meet someone, you like someone, you get married, you have kids, and that's like the traditional path that people used to take. But obviously things are evolving, things are changing. You don't have to do anything you don't feel comfortable doing. And in terms of kids, again, don't have to have kids. Can, don't have to. If you don't want them, you don't need to. And obviously that's something that comes up with future relationships or people that you are involved with. Obviously if you meet someone that wants kids but you don't want kids, that's probably not going to work. But yeah, and that sort of thing can evolve with time. Up until this year, like, I'm 24, I turned 24 this year. Up until this year, I hadn't really put much thought into it. I wasn't fully against it, but I wasn't like, I want kids. And now I kind of do. So yeah. How do I tell my parents that they're being harmful to my mental health? Sometimes it feels like they completely disregard the fact that I'm in a constant ball of stress, and I'm tired of having so much stress in my life. I don't know how to tell them that I need support with my anxiety and gender. Do you have any tips for starting this conversation? Honestly, be straight up. Don't beat around the bush, because then they're not going to take you as seriously, or at risk of not taking you as seriously. Just say like, look, I'm going through a lot. I'm going through some changes. I actually need your support. Again, they may have just brushed whatever off as, oh, like, depending on your age, just like teenage issues, all that sort of thing. But yeah, honestly, just sit down with them, have like a serious say, like, we need to talk, I need to tell you something, and like go about it in that way, because you need them to take you seriously on this. What's your opinion on guys wearing feminine clothes, not because they're trans, but because they prefer them? I love if someone feels comfortable enough to express themselves with clothing in any which way. I love it. Like, and it shouldn't be a thing. Like, there's no such thing as girls' clothes and guys' clothes. I know they're obviously all made differently and things like that, but clothes don't have a gender. What is your juiciest story? I don't think I can share that on here. I'm a bi male and my dad keeps on making jokes about my sexuality, which bothers me a lot. He knows I'm bi but doesn't know that his jokes are offensive to me. What is the best way I tell him to stop making these kind of jokes? Honestly, straight up tell him. Just be like, Dad, that is not it. That is not it. That makes me feel awful. You know I'm bisexual. Why would you make these jokes? And can you please refrain from doing so in future? And literally pull him up on it. If he does it again, obviously once he knows that that's hurting you or making you feel sad, he should stop. But if he's been doing it for a bit, he may slip up. So when he does it again, be like, Dad, what the F? So that was so much fun answering all those TMI questions and just like advice questions in general. Thank you guys so much for sending them through if you did. If you want me to do another video on answering and giving advice to like TMI topics and sexuality and gender and all of that, then let me know in the comments. Let me know. Hit me up. Hit a sis up. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Big love to every single one of you. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and want more like this in the future. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.